Thank you, thank you. What Lisa didn't tell you that, most performers, before they come on, they'll say, break a leg, and she told me to break a hip. Well, people always ask me about Grampy. I don't look like a Grampy, right? Well, my first name's Phil, and I'm a grandfather, and that's the name that I was kind of given. But I know I don't look old enough to be a grandfather, and I blame that on my daughter. She got pregnant in high school. And somebody asked me, said, well, how do you come up with your jokes? Grandkids are the best form of the jokes. I'm just telling you. Y'all go to you got any water parks down here? Got any water? Well, my grandson, Abe, we were at the water park, and he says, Grampy, I'm an octopus. I'm going to get you with my testicles. and you got to be careful what you tell them and what you teach them. Like duct tape. It's not for everything. My grandson came and he said, hey, Grampy, can I have some of that duct tape? I was like, Abe, what's wrong? He said, well, I'm oozing out. I was like, where are you oozing out at? He said, my butthole. Can't use duct tape for that. Well, then another time, you know how 2-year-olds do, right? And I know we got some young kids here now. Did y'all ever, when you were 2 years old, walk in on your mom when she was in on the potty? Well, my daughter lives with me, and my grandkids live with me. So next thing I know, I hear, Grampy! It's like, what now? What did you tell Abe? I said, about what? She said, well, he came in and barged in like they do. I'm on the pot. He says, I know what happened to your pee-pee. I said, well, I was giving him a bath. And I told him if he did quit playing with it, it would fall off. Well, by the sound of those claps, y'all told the same thing to your grandkids, right? But they're the best. And, I have to admit that this whole, I'm a boomer, okay? I see a lot of boomers in here. I asked Lisa, I said, what kind of crowd is it? And by the looks of it, you're my perfect match. No hair, gray hair, and blue hair. But getting old is it's for the birds. Now see if this rings any bells in your life, right? When you go to the pot, get up from a chair, where does the grunting start coming from? Now I know you're not there just yet, so you don't relate, right? But the other thing is, we all got these smartphones, right? Well, I feel like they're too smart. They follow my every movement. I mean, if I'm sitting on the pot, on my Facebook or Instagram, after 5 minutes, I start getting ads for Metamucil. 7 minutes is preparation H. And 10 minutes is 911, so I better get up. But I've learned that when you get old, I no longer rise and shine. It's more of a wake and ache. And I've learned that the hottest women in the world are those that are on menopause. Don't worry, I can't see you clap, but I can see the heat. Oh, goodness gracious. But, and when you get older, you spend a lot of time going to the doctor. And I've learned some medical terms to see if it hits any bells. Like fibromyalgia. That means everything hurts. And if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't work. Just me, okay. How about angina? Honestly, I thought that was something only women had to worry about. And diabetes mellitus, what that means is the only way you're going to lose weight is the old-fashioned way. Amputation. But you know, I don't get caught up with all these terms, you know, all these medical terms. And I walked into my doctor, I got all this excess skin up here. And I said, "Doctor, I need a circumcision." He said, "That's not what it's called, but I know what you mean." And doctors, y'all need to be careful. I know there's some plastic surgeons in here and some dentists and different things, you know. You got to be careful. I went to a gastroenterologist, and they gave me a specimen cup and told me to fill it up. I'm at a gastroenterologist. Is it number 1? Is it number 2? I put in a little bit of both. So, let's take a deep breath. Well, I saw some hot women walking in here earlier. And I said, "Ooh. I bet your Nana's hot." Well, I'm on my second wife. Anybody else got any repeat offenders in here? Just me? You know, they got all these websites, right? I've seen some of you on them websites, so don't keep your hand down, but y'all know that they've got websites for seniors? For seniors. You young people got this Bumble. Old people got Tumble. Their taglines fall head over heels in love again. I gotta work on that. You young people got eHarmony. Us old people, we got ePharmacy. That's where we match up our prescriptions. I did notice this one lady, she had Viagra listed on hers. I don't know if that was just samples for the guy she was with or, you know. But I saw this one website. This is where I found my second wife. It said, "Out of time." I said, "Nothing's going to get Grampy a date like desperation." Right? So I went out with her, and I came home, and my son said, "Well, how did your date go?" I said, "Well, it was good and bad." He said, "Really, what's the good?" I said, "Well, I still got it. I took her breath away. Wasn't too hard. She had COPD. And I stepped on her oxygen hose." And he said, "Well, what was the bad?" I said, "Her profile said she had implants. Turned out they were dental." Well, speaking of implants, I'm from Tennessee, and y'all may not know this, but Monday was Dolly Parton's 80th birthday. She is a wonderful, wonderful woman. But Governor Bill Lee caught a lot of flack because it was also Martin Luther King Day. So he was literally throwing shade at Martin Luther King Day. Shade. I mean, gee whiz, they're big. I mean, you know. Too far. Too big? Too far. Well, I've got questions about Dolly. Now, where's my plastic surgeons at? Right in here? Okay. Now, maybe you can help me here. I believe that Dolly Parton can afford the best of the breast. I mean, I'm not talking about saline. I'm not even talking about silicone. They gotta be helium. You know, can you see the too graphic. I'm trying to keep clean, But that's not my question. My question is, how does she sleep? On her back. I heard somebody say on her back. But does she have support hose for her? Just a question. I can see her actually having a bed that she sleeps on her tummy with carve-outs. I mean, I can't figure it out. Or maybe they're like her wigs, and she puts them up on the shelf at night and sleeps. I mean, has anybody ever seen Dolly Parton? She might be here tonight with no wig, no breast. It's just questions. Well, it's past Medicare season, and if y'all are like me, I'm so glad all these ads on TV and all this silver sneakers and all this stuff, telephone calls, it gets so old. So old. But you know, if you join one of them programs, they want you to join these programs like silver sneakers. Does that ring any bells? If you don't move it, you lose it kind of thing? Well, they about killed me. And I decided I'm going to come up with my own exercise program for seniors. It's going to be called Geriactives. That's where you get credit for the things you get up and do. Like get up and go pee. I get at least 3 of those a night. Now, has anybody ever got up to go pee and you go back to bed and you're like, I think I gotta go pee again? I see some head shaking, but probably the rest of them are in the bathroom. How about compression sock pull-ups? If you've ever had a compression sock, you try to pull it up, pull it down, that's exercise. That's a workout. And I think that if you ever serve as a pallbearer, you should get credit for deadlifting. I'll let that one simmer just a little bit. Well, I told you about my daughter, and my daughter is something else. She lives with me. My grandkids live with me. We're all in one big happy family. And she comes home and she's got a tattoo. I'm like, honey, I know you ain't got no money. How'd you get that tattoo? I started dating a tattoo artist. Cool. She got it for free? No. We gotta have a tit for tat arrangement. Now I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. That tattoo artist got the short end of the stick. Because she's at best an A cup. I mean, I'm an A cup. I mean, what do you think? A cup or probably a B? You know, depends on the time of the month. Okay, there you go. But, you know that tattoo artist, so he's quite talented. And he came up to me and he said, hey old man, how about if I give you a tattoo? And I said, well, I've got an A cup. He said, I'm not interested in your A cup. But he said, I want you to think about it because tattoos need to be special. So I've been thinking about it, and I need your help here, okay? How about, I get one on my back. Other side up. All right. How about caution, frequent stops? How about dial 811 before you dig? I don't want him hitting any gas pipes, you know. And I think I'm going to call them my Gramp stamps. Hey, you know. So anyway. Well, I do a lot of shows at assisted living facilities. But before I get into that, I forgot one of my jokes. So I'm going to go back. Senior woman. Is that okay? So my daughter who lives with me says, hey, old man, you better watch it or I'm going to put you in a home. Coming from a woman that's living in my home, you better be careful, I'm going to put you out of my home. My wife would just let me. So I was thinking about this though, you know, assisted living might be pretty good for me. You know why? They don't allow you to have your children or grandchildren there, so it's might be the only way to get out. But I did learn this, though. I learned this, guys, that it could be a lot of fun if you were young. But as you're old, assisted living is not as fun. I mean, could you imagine if you were still able to play Twister? What would fall out first? Or how about dodgeball? That'd be a short game. Or hide and seek. I can see them hiding, but they probably wouldn't care to find you anyway, right? But I have figured this out. Nobody wants to go to a nursing home. Anybody here want to go to a nursing home? Yeah? Somebody say yeah? Well, you know, here's the thing about a nursing home. A nursing home is a lot like a prison. Nobody wants to go there. Your family rarely visits. You don't get to pick your roommates. And you'll eventually get it in the bum. Enema, guys. Enema. I'm not talking to you guys of dirty minds. I've lost you. I've lost you. So anyway, I do a lot of shows at assisted living, and they find that one really, really funny. But I asked them at the end, I said, I go out here and do all these shows, and can you pass some wisdom that you've learned over the years that I can pass along? So here's a couple of things that they've added on, and if you've got something here at the end you want to add to me, I would love to have these to pass along. All right, think about these. You got to think. A good doctor is like a good mechanic. When you leave, nothing leaks. Hopefully you don't have any leakage there. Why do the same doctors who want to take away my driver's license for fear I might kill someone is okay with me keeping my gun permit? Never store your Viagra next to your sleeping pills. Otherwise you might be up all night. I did learn this. Did y'all know that there's a pill out there that's stronger than Cialis and Viagra?
Yes.
There's your pharmaceutical sales rep right there. Well, it's called the zombie pill, right? Because it'll raise the dead. This one I really like. A spare set of underwear is way more important than wearing clean ones. For fear of cancer, you need to limit your exposure to the sun. So only smoke in the shade. Well, I don't have to get out of here for too long. I've got to go to the bathroom. So I have one of these shows, and after the show, this lady comes up to me afterwards, and y'all heard my Grampy stamp thing, and she comes up to me and she says, "Hey, Grampy, I've got a tattoo." I said, "Really, what is it?" She said, "Well, I love the game of bingo." I said, "Oh, okay, well, where is it?" She said, "It's on my hind end." I said, "No, don't show me, don't show me." She pulls down her depends, and I see B-I-N-G. I was like, "Well, honey, where's the O?" She said, "I'm 93 years old. Ain't no man ever gave me an O. Not gonna start with the tattoo artist." Sorry if that leads to any questions later. Well, anyway, I told you about my granddaughter Tina. I call her Tattletale Tina because she tells on me on everything. So just the other day, she's like, Mommy. And her mom's like, "What, Tina? What is it now?" Grampy's deflating again. That's farting, in case you guys didn't know. But I thought that would be a great merch item, so I've got some whoopee cushions at the end if you want to be deflated. Come see me afterwards. Well, you guys have been a great audience, and I hope that I've given you a little bit of laughter to get this thing started here tonight.